Hi, my name is Brent McCaslin and I'm on the board at POPA. This is Travis Holland. He's a well-known PC-24 instructor and also designated pilot examiner in the PC-24, among other jets. Today we're going to show you how a pilot can get into an unstabilized approach. I'm going to fly a few approaches and get into an unstabilized situation, and then Travis is going to redo the same approach, flying it the correct way.
You know, the PC-24 is an extremely capable airplane and features very advanced technology, and that technology can help us, but when we're flying single pilot, we have to be extra vigilant to ensure that that automation doesn't get us into trouble. Flying in the real world is very dynamic, and one thing that can happen to us is either ATC or weather, unanticipated, changes our scenario. And that's one of the things we're going to see today is we plan a normal day and the day becomes less normal by the external circumstances. So energy management in a jet is one of our critical duties, and it's easy when we're looking out the window or distracted with other tasks to be distracted from that primary energy management role. One of the things we're going to see today is what happens when we don't manage our energy effectively.
You know, I think, Travis, no pilot starts their day off saying, I'm going to fly an unstabilized approach today. And so one of the goals for today's training is we want to show you how a well-trained pilot can get themselves in an unstabilized approach just in normal flying operations. And so that's one of our goals today.
Absolutely. It's always the real world always presents a risk to throw us off of our game. So we've had extensive briefing and now we're ready to go fly. Let's see how the plane flies.
All right. Approach, Pilatus Jet 6 Charlie Tango, request lower.
6 Charlie Tango unable due to traffic.
6 Charlie Tango, roger. Okay, descent checks. We've got ATIS. CPCS is checked. Destination field elevation. Ice protection is not required. Fuel synoptic. 3 autos and a close. Everything's green. Fuel is sufficient. System summary, CAS messages, all reviewed, and CAS is clear. Briefing, we've got visual approach to runway 20, 14,600 pound landing weight, flaps 33, gives V speeds 95, 105. We'll use 2,600 out of 4,500, winds 180 at 10, and we'll exit at the end of the runway. Briefing complete. Go into approach checks. Altimeters are set. Ice protection not required. Final BREF is calculated. Lights are on. Cabin signs are on. Approach, Pilatus Jet 6 Charlie Tango has the airport inside.
Pilatus Jet 6 Charlie Tango, you are cleared the visual approach to runway 20.
Heard the visual 26 or 20 6 Charlie Tango. All right. Altitude set. I'm a little high, so I'm going to go ahead and start down. Slow up my speeds here. Yeah, we're going to have to throw out some drag. Air brakes are out. I'll just follow the RNAV approach into runway 20 here. Still showing a little high. Holding on final checks. No, I'm not slowing down. I'm going to pitch up some more. Got to get under 200. Got to get to my flap speed. Still looking pretty high. I think I could still do it though. Okay, I'm in flap speed. Flaps 8 set. Auto throttles are coming off. I'm going all the way back to idle. Autopilot's coming off. Gears down. Flaps 15. Oh yeah, I can still make this. Alright, got on the drag out. Flaps 33. Lining up at the runway. Alright, final checks, landing gears down. Flaps are full. I still need my air brake. Okay, yeah, this is going to work out. This is going to work out just fine.
Too high, too high, too high, too high.
Okay. Alright, yeah, this is going to be just fine. Intercepting my glide path. It's looking good. Red over white.
Stall.
Oh no. Go around.
Stall.
500.
Alright, flaps up. Gear up.
Gear. Gear.
Flaps up. Ah, I can't believe I did that.
So that was an interesting flight scenario.
Yes.
What do you think happened there?
Well, we were ATC held us high for a visual approach, clear Bluebird Day into Truckee, and got a late descent clearance, cruising along at 250 knots. So, but I know the 24 is very capable of slowing down and descending when you put out enough drag, and so throughout all the drag, got focused on trying to slow down. Once I re-intercepted the appropriate glide path, which was pretty short final, didn't recognize my deacceleration and didn't bring the power in quick enough and got the shaker. And that's a bad place to get the shaker.
That's a bad place to get the shaker. And it's also a place where we're normally looking out the window, so it's easy to not notice any speed changes. What could you do differently to prevent that scenario next time?
I think the main thing is just bleed off energy as soon as I recognized that we were going to be held high by ATC, and then re-intercept the glide path at a much sooner, much earlier in the approach, and come into a normal power setting that I know that we've used before on a say a 4 or 5 mile final.
That sounds great to me. You know, fully stabilized by 1,000 feet or 500 feet above ground always leads to a better result at the end.
Yes.
All right, heading into Truckee. Okay, got my ATIS is received. Oh, going past top of descent. Center, November 316 Charlie Tango, request lower.
316 Charlie Tango, unable due to traffic.
Copy. I just slow the bird down a little bit. Get ready to descend.
Traffic.
There it is. Okay. CPCS is checked. Icing's not required. Fuel's adequate for remaining of our flight. System summary. Looks good. And approach briefing. We've got dry runway. Nice day. Pretty calm winds. All right, 92, 102, 170. Looks like a nice day, and I need 2,500 feet. And center, 316 Charlie Tango, we have the airport in sight.
316 Charlie Tango, you're cleared the visual approach to runway 20.
Okay, clear the visual, 20, 316 Charlie Tango. Boy, I feel awful high here. Let's just get working down. Vertical speed, roll this nose down. And if I get the gear out now, that'll help me control my speed in the descent. About 10 mile final, speed checks. I'm going to go ahead and set my first set of drag at flaps 8. It looks like my current vertical path is going to make the runway but not re-intercept the glide slope, so I'm just going to give us 2,000 feet a minute for a little bit. Okay. Approach checklist. We've got the altimeters are set and cross-checked. Icing systems rechecked. Final VREF 92 is calculated. Lights are as required, and our cabin signs, seatbelt signs are on. Approach checklist complete. Looks like speed checks for flaps 33.
Altimeter setting. Altimeter setting.
Adjust that just a little bit. And 3 in the green, 15.
Altimeter setting. Altimeter setting.
And I'll go flap select full. Arm in my approach. Figure I can pick up the feed path at the bottom of this. Now we're looking for a ref of 106. It's a little bit steep angle, but the VGP is being re-intercepted. It's like a nice stable approach. Okay, landing gear is down. The flaps are in their final setting. Our air brake is in. Watch my speed here as it gets slower. I feel the auto throttle's coming up. CPCS is checked. LFE verified and autopilot to go. Ref in 5 mile final, fully configured, ready to land. And missed approach altitude, 12,000 is set. Autopilot's away.
Auto throttle.
Yeah, I got white over white, a little bit high. Gonna clear the terrain here.
Too high. Too high. Approaching. 20. 200, 100, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
So soft. Okay, lift dump is out. Brakes applied.
2,000 feet remaining.
316 Charlie Tango, you're clear to the RNAV GPS runway 20 approach.
Clear at RNAV GPS runway 20 approach, 6 Charlie Tango. Alright, we'll set our minimums to 7,200. 7,200 set, and then we're going to RV nav. Glide path's coming in. When our descent checks, ATIS is received, CPCS is checked. Ice protection, no reports of icing. Fuel synoptic is 3 autos closed, sufficient fuel. System summary cast messages are all reviewed. And we briefed the approach. Descent checks complete. All right, we'll start slowing down here. Let's check 180. Okay, we'll just go to FMS speeds. Okay, VNAV's captured. Okay, approach checks, altimeters are set 3 times. System summary ice protection is rechecked. Final VREF is calculated, 97,107 at flaps 33. Lights are on. Cabin signs are on. Approach checks complete. Hold on final.
Ice.
Okay, let's see. Got IPS low energy. I'm gonna go ahead and just increase my speed a little bit. Get some more power in there. And then we're gonna recompute to flaps 15. Let's send that. New V speed's 107,117. Okay, we're gonna start slowing down. FMS speeds. I'm going to throw out some air brakes. Gears coming down. Flaps 8. And flaps 15. Okay, we have the runway in sight.
Approaching minimums. Minimums.
Final check, landing gears down. Flaps are set. Air brakes are coming in. And CPCS is checked.
Flaps. Flaps. Flaps.
Okay, we'll do flaps over,
Flaps.
right? And autopilot is off. Alright, there's red over white. On glide path, red over white.
500.
Okay, auto throttle's coming off.
Auto throttle.
200. 150. 40. 30. 20. 10. Long landing. Long landing. 2,000 feet.
Okay,
remaining.
lift dumps out. Full brakes. Full brakes.
1,000 remaining. 500 remaining.
Gosh, what happened to my automation?
So Brent, that landing ended up a little bit longer than we'd like.
Yeah, not really the outcome I would have liked to see on that landing. So
Absolutely. Can you think about anything you might want to do differently next time to help prevent that situation?
well, you know, we were executing the RNAV approach into runway 20 into Truckee. Top of descent looked good, had everything under control, had my ref speeds calculated for flaps 33. Then we entered some unexpected icing, went in and recalculated my ref speed, got the IPS low energy CAS message, so we needed to keep the power up to keep the ice systems working. So went through all that. At 1,000 feet, I really should have been fully configured and on speed, but I wanted to leave the automation turned on because I was under high workload, and I think what I failed to recognize was that the automation doesn't bring you down to speeds 106 when you're at flaps 15. So it kept me at 135. I recognized that too late in the game, started trying to dial back my speed, turned off the auto throttles, landed long, and you saw the outcome.
Yeah, I think that's an excellent assessment, a very good debrief. Is there any point during the approach where you want to give yourself a checkpoint to maybe abandon the approach to avoid the landing outcome we saw?
Yeah, I think at 1,000 feet above the ground, if I wasn't on speed and fully configured, I probably should have done a go around there. Certainly about 500 feet. If we're not perfect, then we need to be going around.
Absolutely, especially in mountainous terrain like this, short runways. Yeah, fantastic. I'd also suggest that if we know we're going to descend through a cloud layer, we might want to pre-anticipate that icing a little bit. Certainly, in hindsight, we can have thought, hey, maybe there would have been icing in that cloud and being just a little bit more ready. Single pilot, we really want to use the automation to our best benefit to manage our workload, but then the automation can also bite us. So
the performance also worked out for flaps 15, so there's really no reason shouldn't go ahead and do that anyway. And certainly if you're anticipating descending into clouds and into some ice, it probably is a good thing to do earlier in the game versus doing it last minute.
Right, the preparation, hopefully the antidote for the surprise.
Yeah.
But yeah, excellent training event, excellent learning event.
All right, thank you.
316 Charlie Tango, you are cleared for the RNAV GPS runway 20 approach.
316 Charlie Tango, cleared for the RNAV 20 approach. Thank you. 7,200 and VNAV is set. All right, we're starting down on the approach. Gonna slow us down to 200 knots initially. And descent checklist. ATIS has been received. CPCS checks. Icing is not required today. System synoptic. Fuel's looking good. We got 3 autos. Crossfeed is closed. System summary is checked. Approach briefing has been completed. And our descent checklists are complete. And we are approach checklist next. Altimeters set and cross check. 29902. Icing is still not required. Final VREF. Got 98 and 108. Go ahead and send those. And it says we need 2,400 feet of runway. We have 4,500 available. Lights are on, cabin signs are on, and approach checklist completed. Final checks next. All right, I'm going to switch to FMS speeds now. 180 in the clouds, about 11-mile final.
Ice.
Oh goodness, ice. We planned our performance for non-icing conditions, and this close to the runway, we have a good chance of that icing system staying on. We better re-perf for icing conditions. So we'll change our ice to mode 1, ice on. We'll change the flaps to 15 degrees. We'll compute that, and we're going to come into our inhibits, and flap override, and flaps 15 will now be our final flap setting. Now slowing down, but we have also a condition where probably want to keep our power up a little bit to keep that hot wing hat. So I'm going to come in with some speed brakes. Air brakes. And I can put that landing gear down. 7-mile final. Looking for 3 in the green. PCL to be coming up. There it is. And here's 1, 2, 3 in the green. And final checklist. Landing gear is 1,000 above minimums. Landing gear is down. The flaps are speed checks flaps 8. Flaps 8 achieved. Now, and speed still checks flaps 15. That's understood. Take those auto throttles off and bring the
Auto throttle.
power up just a little bit to keep the hot wing hot. Still slowing down. Flaps are in their final setting. Air brake is still out, and I'm going to actually come over to manual speed. 113. Which is targeting 5, and I'm still pretty fast, so I'm going to... Okay, now we're broken out of the ice. Power's coming the rest of the way off. I'm going to leave the air brakes for just a moment. Disconnect the autopilot.
Approaching minimums.
Continue down.
Approaching minimums.
In sight, continuing.
Minimums.
Now I'm going to take those air brakes the rest of the way off to complete my pre-landing checklist. Air brakes are in, slowing. CPCS is below 0.7. Autopilot, auto throttle, and yaw dampers away. And I'm reffing 10. About 3 miles out, slowing down towards target speed of 113. Now I can bring that power up a little bit. Target in 3. I've got 2 sets of red, so I've got all the energy out of the airplane. I'm going to add some power. Hold this altitude for just a moment. Not get fast. There's 2 red over white. Now I can continue my descent. The target speed. Go right on in, pick up that center line. There's red and white on target. Okay, center line locked up, everything's looking good. 3 in the green, flaps 50.
500.
Nice stabilized approach. So, 12,000 just in case we have to get out of here. All right. Okay, slowing to ref, target in 5.
200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Brakes applied, lift dump is out.
2,000 feet
That looks like
remaining.
another safe landing.